You step outside. Maybe it's early, coffee in hand. The backyard is just doing what it always does, birds singing, leaves shifting, the whole thing just feeling like this beautiful background noise that has absolutely nothing to do with you. But here's the part nobody tells you. The exact moment your foot crossed that threshold, something activated. And I don't mean metaphorically, I mean literally. A network distributed, alive, and running continuously just logged your location. It noted your height, the weight of your stride, whether your hands are empty or holding something. You thought you were stepping into nature, but nature was already watching you. And all those sounds you've been tuning out your entire life, they're not random. They're not just pretty either. They are, in the most accurate sense of the word, a conversation. And you happen to be the subject. Here's what's actually happening when a robin suddenly goes quiet mid-note. It isn't singing to its mate anymore. That song just stopped because you entered its field of awareness. And in that silence that follows, something way more specific begins. See, birds don't just have a single generic alarm sound. That's what most people assume, and it's completely wrong. They actually have this linguistic system-layered acoustic signals with specific frequency shifts, syllable patterns, and rhythm changes that encode precise information about what they're tracking. Your height changes the call. Your speed changes it. Whether you're walking in a straight line or hesitating, that changes it too. Think about this for a second. There is a call that describes you. Right now, in your neighborhood, in the trees near where you park your car, there is a specific acoustic pattern that means you. Not large mammals, not just human, you. And every bird in earshot is broadcasting it. And this is where it gets really interesting. They don't just know you're out there. They actually know exactly when to expect you. See, birds are master observers of routine. Seriously. They know the exact time you leave for work, the specific sound of your car engine starting up, even how long you stand by the back door before you finally head down the driveway. Over time, all of this just becomes data to them. And honestly, they process it the way a scientist looks at a spreadsheet, constantly tracking patterns, noticing when something is off, and flagging anything weird. If you happen to leave just 10 minutes late, the whole soundscape around your house changes. It's not dramatic. But if you knew what to listen for, you'd definitely hear it. The local birds have basically built a complete behavioral profile of your daily life. In some ways, it's probably more accurate than what your actual neighbors know about you. They notice the exact second you break your routine. And when you do, the calls that follow take on a completely different tone, something a little sharper, a little more alert. It's like they're saying, this doesn't match the record. Maybe you've never thought about your morning routine as something that's being monitored. But it is. It really always has been. But here's the part nobody tells you. And this is where it stops being just an interesting fact and starts getting genuinely unsettling. They aren't just tracking how you act. They're tracking your face. Corvids were talking crows, ravens, jays have facial recognition skills that scientists have actually proven in labs. And it's not just a rough guess. It's incredibly precise. They can remember individual human faces for years. But it goes way deeper than just memory. When a crow flags a specific person as dangerous, they pass that information along. Other crows who have never even set eyes on that person learn exactly what they look like. The warning just spreads through the neighborhood. So that call you hear today, that specific clicking sound coming from the tree across the street, that might be because of a reputation you built 3 summers ago. Maybe it was a nest you walked a little too close to, or a sudden movement at the wrong moment. You've completely forgotten about it. But their record hasn't changed, and here's the flip side that really sticks with people. The exact same system works in the other direction too. If you've ever been kind to the birds in your yard, leaving out good food, moving slowly, never trying to scare them, that reputation spreads too. There are literally people who can walk through crow-dense parks, and they're quietly greeted, almost welcomed by birds that have never even interacted with them before. Why? Because someone else in the network vouched for them. You have a reputation in the avian world. You've had one for years. The only real question left is, what does yours say? Now let's flip this around for a second, because it isn't just your face they're reading. It's the way you actually move through space. Like a tense, hurried walk sends a completely different kind of vibe through the canopy than a slow, aimless stroll. Birds are picking up on what researchers call kinetic energy, which is basically just the quality of your movement. Are you scanning the area the way a predator does? Are your movements hesitant in a way that signals you're stressed out? Is there a tiny micro-hesitation in your stride, that split-second pause before you change direction that communicates something your face never would? Here's the thing. You cannot lie to the canopy. Long before you've even realized you're having a stressful morning, the Blue Jays have already changed their tone. The pitch shifts. The silence between calls gets shorter. The whole network just recalibrates to match whatever energy you're carrying out there with you. They aren't reacting to what you intend to do. They're reacting to what you actually are in that exact moment physically. And they're telling everyone around them about it in real time. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. This is the part where the sheer scale of it gets a little hard to fully wrap your head around. A single chickadee call about you being in the backyard doesn't just stay with the chickadees. It gets intercepted, translated, acted on by squirrels, by deer, by bird species that have absolutely nothing to do with the original alarm hundreds of yards away, who never even saw you. That warning note from one tiny bird basically becomes an open-source data feed that the entire ecosystem quietly consumes. You walk into your yard thinking you've maybe disturbed a couple of local birds, but what you've actually done is broadcast your location, your mood, how you're moving, and your whole behavioral history across a living intelligence network, and it has no off switch and no range limit. You are literally moving through a wave of stolen data, and that wave moves way faster than you do. So let's rebuild what you're actually looking at the next time you look out your window. Right now, you probably see a lawn, a fence, some trees, maybe a bird or two sitting on the wire. But here's the reality. You are looking at a highly organized, invisible territory. It's carved up into safety zones, contested feeding corridors, acoustic blind spots, and human-controlled resource sectors that are constantly being renegotiated. And your presence actively reshapes those borders. And every single time you walk outside, you aren't just observing a static scene. You are participating in a dynamic map, and every creature in that space is navigating right around you. That bird on your fence, it's not decorative, it's functional. It is a node in a distributed intelligence system that processes your facial data in real time, cross-references it against a shared social memory, and pushes those updates outward to the rest of the network. You aren't the observer here. You are just a variable in someone else's model. And maybe that realization feels a little strange at first. It kind of sits weirdly. But stay with it for a moment, because there's actually something almost generous about what it means. You have never been invisible. Not out there, not in your backyard, not even on your walk to the car in the morning. The world you thought was totally indifferent to you has actually been paying very close attention. Not to your thoughts and not to your worries, just to you, the physical, moving, breathing you. And it's been keeping a record. So the next time you step outside and hear that sudden, sharp pause in the trees, just stop.